right, so it's Monday, week 10, and I gotta max out. I max out today, and then Saturday I also max out on my other movement in this program, which is the same handle but from the floor. And I'm like actually doing a curl. This you're more kind of staying isometrically tight and driving back inside. The other day is more of like a, flexion type of movement. But anyways, that'll be Saturday. So today I gotta max out on this. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous. Anytime you're trying to hit a weight you've never hit before or just max out in general, it's demanding on the body and you can get injured. There's the potential for that. It also makes it exciting. If you're not lifting pretty heavy or like hitting some new PRs pretty regularly, like, I don't know, training gets boring. You can keep it exciting by, hitting new goals and hitting numbers that you've never hit before. You're getting stronger. Although it's going to be kind of hard to tell because I have done from the corner 100 pounds, but this is straight in front, which is a little bit different. But we're going to see what happens. Hopefully I can get triple digits or more. Milo. Be careful. Milo. Dang it, my cat went missing. My client friend Aisha gave me the cat that her son had rescued that was, I don't know if it was abandoned or what, but he found it underneath his house. And yeah, he's the cutest cat. He's what's known as a tuxedo cat. So he's got a piebalding, which is pretty interesting. And apparently in the cat community, you're lucky if you get a cat that's born with that piebalding because they're supposed to be smarter than the average cat. But I don't know where he is right now, so we'll see how smart he is. He might just be hiding, but I'm trying to get him used to being outside. He's an indoor cat for now. I mean, I want him to be both, really. I like him to be comfortable being outdoors, but also being an indoor cat. I had an outdoor cat for a long time when I was younger. It was an awesome cat. I love that cat. Smokey, there he is. I see you, Milo. Where the heck were you? I always start with the 10 and a 2.5 on the loading pin because it's easy to change that 12.5 pounds to a 25 pound. It's an in-between weight, and I got a bunch of 25s, so I usually do a 12.5 pound jump every time. A 10 and a 2.5, I'll take that off, I'll put a 25 on. But I'm only gonna start with that and the 25. I'll do the first two jumps the same, and then I'm gonna, in the middle, make some bigger jumps, and then at the end, I'm gonna slow the jumps down again. I'm gonna do it a little differently than I have the whole program leading up, because I wanna get to my top set quicker and conserve as much energy as I can towards the top, which is a little bit risky because you're maybe sacrificing some of your warm-up and maybe not being fully warmed up at your top set, your max, but you are conserving the most energy. So I'm gonna try to do that. All right, I'm gonna make a big jump, bigger than I normally would, so another 25 pounds. And last week, week 9, my left actually failed at 85 pounds. It got 80 pounds, which was a grinder, but I still thought I could just go up in weight and grind it again, but now I got the 85 pounds on, and I could crack it off the ground a little bit, but my wrist was getting took, and that's as far as I could get it. So depending on how 80 pounds feels or whatever, depending on how that feels, I may go to 82.5 pounds or 85 pounds to see if I can't get a little bit more of a PR than I thought I was. I was hoping to get at least 90. I was hoping to get 100 with the right and 90 with the left. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen with the left. And hopefully I can get a little bit more on the left hand, make the total between the two hands a little bit better. Milo. This is Milo, by the way. My daughter named him. Very cool name. Hey Milo, what you doing? All right, this should feel interesting. A little bigger jump than I'm used to. And you know, I'm gonna be kind of hitting into these a little bit. Like, I'm not fully under tension when I start these. I saw Schoolboy the other day do a heavy one with the winding handle, and he like pulled it down, wound under tension, which is impressive. When it comes to these lifts though, it's like every little change or difference, you know, makes a difference in how hard it is really. If you have it a little bit taller, you can get a little bit more shoulder into it. If it's a little lower, it's a little more bicep driven, I would say. This can't get any higher than it is, and it's about shoulder, a little bit less than shoulder height from me and right in front of me. Gosh, the left is so weak. Wasn't used to that jump either. It's not weak though. It's not as strong as the right. All right, the next jump's gonna be really spicy. But that Schoolboy workout was impressive. I mean, his bench is insane. His overhead press is pretty good. The hand strength required to do the winding handle the way he did is just like, that's gonna give you hand control over most people. It's why he can go to like anywhere and then just dominate people, you know, and a lot of arm wrestlers too, because he's just like taking their pronation away and not allowing them to do their main move, and he's just crushing that top roll with most people. All right, 80 pounds. We'll see if taking these big jumps was smart or not. I'll definitely do a smaller jump the next one. All right, and this is the less max right now, 80 pounds. So hopefully this goes up a little easier and I can get a little heavier than last week. I was gonna do a single with the left. That felt pretty good. I think maybe I can get a little heavier. All right, 90 pounds. I'm just gonna do singles from here on up. Oh my gosh. That did not feel good. That's not encouraging. I mean, I know I got it. It just like slipped. And that did not feel good. That's what happens when you hit into a dang winding handle. You gotta be careful for that. You might break your damn wrist if you're not careful. Okay, let's try that again. All right, I'm still gonna try to hit into it a little bit, but just try not to slip on it. Shit. I'm also like trying to practice my hits, particularly at heavier weights and things like that. Anyways, yeah, that did not go according to plan, but take two, 90 pounds. Golly, freaking weak. All right, I felt this last week with the left, 85 pounds. So I'm gonna try it again today. See if I can't get it. All right, 85 pounds, left hand, let's go. Woo, yeah, that's definitely a max there. This 100 pounds seems like it might not be doable, which is annoying. Stupid Schoolboy. And I was just hoping to get like 105 or something, you know, heavier than 100 pounds, but if I get 100 pounds, that's fairly difficult to do. Ooh. Whoa, yeah, that was hard, but I did it, 100 pounds. I got 85 with the left. I still have to PR my wrist wrench from the ground on Saturday. Normally my other hard day is on Wednesday, but because I know that you PR'd on Monday, your last week ends up being on Saturday, that second day. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna try 102.5, so 2.5 pounds more. And that might be the straw that broke the camel's back. I figured I might as well give myself, if I can, a little bit heavier of a weight to strive for next time, or anybody else that tries this lift. That might be the nail in the coffin for some of y'all, that extra 2.5 pounds. I'm gonna try and hit it, so if you try to do it like me, again, in front of you, shoulder height, it all makes a difference, trust me. I would say most inside moves are better from above you. If it's a pulley above you, supination feels better. Hooking in general feels better when you're coming down with it. And I would say pronation, you know, anything from the floor, the lower the pulley, the better. Or not pronation, but top roll or outside moves. Anything outside, low. Anything inside, up above. All right, 102.5 pounds. You know, it's like sticky. It gets sticky in there. If I can kind of grind through it, I might be able to get it. I'm gonna chalk it up a little more. All right, let's go. I mean, I had it off the ground, so if you're like some of those people, if you move it at all, I definitely had it off the ground. I just couldn't fully get it inside. I mean, that was, I still like that. That makes you stronger, even those failed lifts when you're just giving it everything you got. I was almost like an isometric hold or something, but it was active. But anyways, all right, let's see what Saturday brings. Dang, what a freaking grinder that was. I felt like if I could have took my hand off the peg and grabbed the corner of the table, I could have like gotten it all the way around and kind of all the way inside. But as soon as I kind of let go of the peg, you know, with that instinct to sort of let, you know, do something illegal, I basically just stopped. But yeah, I grinded with that dang weight. I mean, that really felt like I was, you know, kind of sinking the hook. It really felt more like the hand had enough, although I was flat for a long time. But I think I finally basically got it inside, but it was like the arm angle I couldn't close, which I'm gonna be working on today, which is the other part of the program. That's more the last on Monday, that's more of like a static drive. This is more dynamic, full range of motion. You're getting the full contraction. So this lift is also a winding handle. The only stipulations that I have, and I would say for most people like look out for this type of thing, is that the first rep, I'm not gonna like, as I'm standing it up, I'm gonna lift it or whatever. Like that's how people snatch and clean weights, you know, it's like you're using a lot of the momentum that your legs and back are giving you if you do the first rep right away. So the only two things I'm really looking for is I want to try to pick the weight up off the ground one-handed, let it settle for a second, and then go. I've done 67.5 pounds on this lift before. So I'm going to try to get 70, 75, something like that today. Other than those couple stipulations, I'm going to allow myself basically to do whatever. I mean, I'll lean back, I'll kind of turn inside. You know, it's going to be ugly towards the end. You know, something I would say that's beneficial to using an arm wrestling handle as opposed to like actually arm wrestling is, you know, like whenever you are fighting a top roll and he's kind of like able to keep you flat a little bit, but the more you turn him in, the easier it becomes. They're not near as powerful once they're palm up, whereas like a winding handle, it stays strong the whole time. I mean, no matter where you put it, that winding handle is giving you just as much pronation into your hand, essentially, is what it's doing, without relenting, without getting tired. So one of the great things about a handle is like you're having to give that maximal pressure the whole time. It's not like as you're taking their hand, it gets easier. Same thing with top roll motions. You know, you top roll somebody's hand and it becomes real easy, real fast. As soon as that hand goes, they're not able to generate the same amount of power. But if you're doing like a top roll lift, they're giving you good cupping the whole time, essentially. Like that cupping never eases up, never gets weaker. It stays strong the whole time. So, all right, 30 pounds roughly. The handle I think is like 2 pounds. I'll probably weigh it at the end just to know exactly how much weight it is. And I would recommend a lot of y'all, when you're lifting, get some speed in there, particularly early on. So you're kind of like firing with that power and with that quickness once you do reach the top set and you're forced to slow down. You know, I've heard somebody say of this handle that, oh, my hand slips whenever I use it, as if that explained, you know, why he couldn't do it with, you know, just a rational explanation. Well, it just slipped. It's just slipping out of my hand, you know. Well, for one, maybe go soap up your hands, clean them off, get some chalk or whatever. But two, it's like, that's what this handle is trying to do. It's trying to rotate your hand open or rotate in your hand. It's your job to try to control this handle. You need to have a Spider-Man-like stickiness to your hands. And it's like, I do think my thumb and my fingers are probably feeling the most pressure, but I try to have the whole hand, any part that's making contact with the handle, I try to put friction into that handle. I mean, I try to put pressure into the handle with my whole hand. So I mean, you're gripping it kind of, but you're just like, you're trapping it also. So it's you're trying to create as much friction as you can. And I've heard people say, oh, well, you should use your thumb on the outside. You're not going to do any significant amount of weight with the winding handle with your thumb on the outside. You need your thumb trapped underneath it to help crank that thing. 40 pounds. Already getting kind of hard. It's definitely a harder movement than the first movement you saw because, again, this is a full contraction. I think my left will be closer on this lift, though, than the other one, but we'll see. You know, I think the better of an arm wrestler you become, the better you get at translating those movements into the gym and specifically into arm wrestling movements, because you just know how to move, you know how to be sticky, you know how to put your tendons and your joints into it, you know how to kind of lock. You're not going to sit here and curl a significant amount of weight with the winding handle just like super strict or whatever. You got to get arm wrestling ridiculous with it, you know, like there are people that criticize arm wrestlers for using their body. Oh, you're dropping under the table, you're using your body or whatever. You know, you should be using your body, you know, like this is not just a test of the bicep, this is a test of the shoulder and the chest and of course the bicep, the hands, the forearms, the core. I mean, it all works. I dig my feet into the ground. The whole body for me goes into it. So I don't think it's a negative thing when you get heavy. I don't think it's ego lifting in that regard to act like an arm wrestler. And I think the better of an arm wrestler you are, the more closely your lifts in the gym will resemble your actual arm wrestling on the table. All right, that was a double. From here on out, I'm just gonna do singles until I find my max. This is 60 pounds loaded. The handle's probably 2 pounds or so. Close to my max, getting close. Hey, Milo's attacking my leg. Okay, definitely getting hard. But both hands, no problem. All right, this is basically my prior max. So 65 pounds loaded, but with the loading pin, it's around 67 or so. Easy. Not so easy. All right, but the left did the same PR that was my right hand's PR. All right, PR time, baby. This is heavier than I've ever lifted, heavier than I've ever attempted. 70 pounds loaded on the loading pin, so 72 pounds or so. Let's get a little chalk on this one. Honestly, it's even getting hard just to pick up off the ground. This wants to peel you open right away. Boom. Whew, see what the left's got. Hey, my left has been impressing me more on this one. The other left, there was a pretty big difference. Yeah. I didn't weigh Monday's lift because I know for a fact that that loading pin is 5 pounds. So it's like, you'll just have to take my word for it. You know, I did 100 pounds clean, 102.5, kind of ugly, almost got it. But I will weigh this one because this loading pin's a little different. I'm not exactly sure if it's 2 pounds. And this movement's just a little more delicate, a little bit harder. So I want to know to the ounce how much I'm actually able to lift today. All right, this is 75 pounds plus the loading pin. We'll see what I got. You know, there was a time when I couldn't do this with a dumbbell with nothing pressuring my hand. So this is definitely an improvement. Well, that was hard. I might try one more just to see if I could do a little bit heavier. The left, I'm going to drop down 2.5 pounds. All right, this is 72.5 pounds on the loading pin, so plus the loading pin, like 75 pounds or so left-handed. A little slow, but I got it. I'll try another 5 pounds, see if the right can do that. All right, big boy weight, baby. So I got 80 pounds loaded on the loading pin, so it's 80 plus whatever the loading pin is. We'll find out after this lift, because I think this is probably gonna be the last one, so. Oh, that was ugly, but I freaking got it. See, if I don't go past a certain point, it's pretty easy. You go all the way down. It gets way harder. Whew. I showed off a few extra ones just to kind of illustrate. The further you go down, man, the harder it is. That first rep when I was fully opened up, fully extended, it's very difficult. You know, I can kind of get into a good lock at 90 degrees and do some more reps. But anyways, I'm gonna call that right there. 83 pounds. Boom. Pretty massive PR. Christmas just passed. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. You know, I want to start, I resolve, I'm saying it on film, to arm wrestle more in 2025. For no particular reason, just because I like it. I honestly like making, it's a love-hate relationship making arm wrestling videos, but they're a lot of fun in a lot of ways. And I just like arm wrestling too. I mean, look how jacked and strong I am after this video. You got to be a believer, right? So anyways, I'll see y'all next time. I appreciate y'all watching. Like, subscribe if you're not already so you can see more awesome content out of me. And I'll see y'all next time.